Computer. Okay. Okay. So we are going to start doing these growing for gold calls. I think everybody here knows me. My name is April Evans. And we just felt like Melissa and and if you're on my team, Melissa Deaton, I think you all know Melissa, but Melissa is like my sideline sister. So Jessica is both of our sponsor. And then, so some of the people on the call are my team and some of the people are Melissa's team, but we're all one big team. And we wanted to start offering some really useful trainings for people wanting to really push themselves in the business. And I'm sure you've already experienced maybe, not everybody has the same goals, and that's totally fine. But there are some people that really want to work this and push and turn this into a business and a career. And we want to be able to give those of you who want that the things that you need. So we're going to start doing these growing for gold calls. I'm going to share my screen so I can start with, let's see. And y'all tell me if y'all can see my screen. Can everybody see it okay?
Mhm.
Yes.
Okay. And this is the part I have to move all these little things around, like this toolbar thing. Okay, let's see. Growing for gold. Let's see if I can do it. Hang on. Presentation view. Why is it not bigger? Okay, here we go. Whoop. Oh, there it goes. Why is it doing that? Okay. All right, so this is our first Growing for Gold call. We're going to do another one of these the week after convention. So I cannot see the chat. So unmute yourself if you, I can see the side, I can see some of your faces. So unmute yourself if you have any questions at all. I'm happy to answer those. All right, so this is your road to gold, the rank that changes everything. Gold really is the rank where the business starts to get real. When you hit gold, you start realizing how building a team can actually start to change everything for you. And, when we first get started in the business, it's like, does this really work? How does this work? I don't know what I'm doing. And then by the time you get to gold, you really see how big the possibilities can be for you in your business. So, gold really is a benchmark rank in Plexus. And there's actually a saying in Plexus that if you can go gold, you can go diamond. And it is actually very true. So, all the things that got you to gold can get you to diamond. Okay. So, one thing I want everybody to know and kind of take this off of your chest is you don't have to know everything or be perfect. That's not what this is about. I mean, even at Emerald, where I am, it's not about knowing everything and it's not about being perfect. It's about doing a few basic things very consistently and then showing other people how to do the same thing. That's really all we do. So, the first thing that you need to do when you are talking about wanting to advance or wanting to hit the next rank, the first thing we need to do is identify where you are now. Like identify where you are individually right now. And I want you to look at this. Can y'all see this pretty good? Is it big or is it little? Pretty good. Okay. I want you to look at this chart. So the one on the left shows you, all the cars. Once you hit Emerald, it starts at a customer and then goes up to silver and then senior silver and then gold, senior gold, all the way up. Okay. And then over on the right side, it shows you the average monthly rank per um, monthly income per rank. So I want you to, you don't have to say it, but just in your head, I want you to identify where you are. So maybe you just started and you're a silver, or maybe you've already hit senior gold, but you dropped back to senior silver points. Or maybe you are a senior silver and you're really close to gold. Like I want you to identify where you are in your personal business right now. And then I also want you to identify where you are in the way you're showing up for your business. So are you getting on team calls? Are you being consistent? Are you making excuses? Because, we talk to people all the time who want this and they say they want, like, I want to be Ruby by Christmas. Well, okay, that's completely attainable, but you don't get on team calls and you haven't posted except for maybe 2 or 3 times this month. You're not going to get to Ruby from, silver by December if you're not showing up in your business. Okay. So I want you to really take an honest inventory of where you are. And I really want to see the chat because I need to see the chat for this next thing, but I'll try to figure that out in a minute. Okay. So where are you right now? And then the next, what did I just do? Okay. So what is a gold ambassador? What does it take to be a gold ambassador? That's 100 plexus points, okay? That's 17 to 20 level ones, level twos ordering 100 PV order or more, okay? And you also have to have your own personal, obviously 100 PV order, and you have to have outside leg points of at least 15. What that means is, does everybody know what outside leg points are? So,
No.
and I'm an emerald and don't even completely understand it. So just rest assured you don't have to know all of this. So basically, having outside leg points keeps you from, let's say Lauren Sharp signs up and then she signs up Carrie Rice, okay? And then Lauren decides, I'm gonna sit on my booty, I'm not gonna post, I'm not gonna do anything. And Carrie takes off and Carrie hits Emerald. Well, guess what? Lauren doesn't just get to sit back and collect a paycheck, right? Like you have to actually have a certain amount of outside leg points. So that's, let's say Carrie is Lauren's strong leg. She has the most points on her team. Then outside of Carrie, Lauren has to at least have 15 points that's not from Carrie to in order to hit gold. So does everybody understand that? It's just kind of a safety net that Plex has put in place. And it's actually to me a good selling point of our business is that you can actually pass your sponsor here. It's not like the people who get in are always going to be above you. You can totally pass them if your work, puts you in that place. So
Hey, April, I was also going to say, and most of you don't ever have to worry about those outside leg points, but the outside leg points also come from you.
yeah,
Like, I know that April's has, Megan is her main leg, but so everybody who's not under Megan, all those outside leg points are coming from her. But if you have a good customer base, you don't have to worry about that. I
yeah.
mean, that's basically all that means. So
Yeah.
you know.
And the higher you go up in the ranks, the more outside leg points you have to have. But I'll tell you, it's never been an issue for me or anybody on my team. But just know that it is there. Okay. So it takes 17 to 20 orders a month to go gold. I want y'all to write in the chat and I want you to be honest. So everybody on here type in the chat what you thought, what was your immediate thought when I said you have to have 17 to 20 orders in a month to go gold? And and Melissa, you may have to read them to me because I can't see the. Wait, yes, I can. Here's the chat. Yay. Okay. Carrie thought you thought LOL. Shanna thought oh crap. Mitzi said wow. Who else? Wow. Okay, so do y'all mean wow? Like I want y'all to be more specific. Like I want you to say like that's a lot. I can't do it, or that's it.
Hmm.
Like I want you to be more specific with your wow. Like wow, I didn't realize it was so little. I can do that, or wow, that's a lot. That's not a crazy
Wow,
amount.
but attainable.
Okay. I hate relying on others. Okay. All right. So I know I need to sign more this month to keep gold. Okay. So that is, wait, what? Did I miss something? Okay. So the thoughts that you think determine the results that you get. And if you have been around me or talked to me at all about my business or how I run my team or how I help my team, your thoughts and your mindset are, to me, 90% of this. If you can get your thoughts in line and you can get your mindset right, and it's not as easy as it sounds, you've
I
got
mean, so that-
90% of this down. Okay. So the people who said, um, that's a lot, I don't like to rely on others, oh crap, it feels like a lot. That's in one camp. And then the other camp is that's not a crazy amount. Um, that's attainable. So the people who say, "Oh, I can do that. I've got 17 friends who need plexus," or "Oh, that's no big deal. I can do that. I can get a couple people doing this with me and do that no problem." Those people are going to hit gold before the people who say, "Ooh, that sounds like a lot. I don't know if I can do that. That just seems like too much." Okay. So I wanted you to know, like, your thoughts 100% are going to dictate the results that you get here. And we do have control over our thoughts. That is something that we do. There's a lot of things we don't have control over, but we do have control over our thoughts. So the first thing that I told you was we had to identify where you are. And number two, you have to know that your mindset is will determine your results. And I have a really, really awesome story. This is one of my favorite stories about what I'm talking about. So in 19, we're a big baseball family. In 1986, the Red Sox first baseman Bill Buckner was interviewed, like I think it was like a week or two before the World Series. And in the interview, they asked him, what does it feel like? Like you've worked your whole life to get here, you're at the big game. And in the interview, he said out loud, the dreams are that you're going to have a great series and win. The nightmares are that you're going to let the winning run score on a ground ball through your legs. Okay. So guess what happened as soon as my video loads?
Little roller up along first. Behind the gate. Gets focused there. Here comes Lloyd and the ouch.
Okay. So he literally said out loud what his fear was. And I don't know that he was focused on that ball rolling through his legs. When that ball was hit, if he was like, please don't roll through my legs, please don't roll through my legs, please don't roll through my legs. But what you focus on is what expands. And if his thought had been, I've got this, I mean, I don't know if y'all saw that, but that was a very slow rolling ball that my 3-year-old could have stopped. And he will forever go down in history as the guy who let the ball go through his legs and lost the World Series. Okay. So I show that to give you an example of that your brain believes what you tell it 100% of the time. Your brain doesn't know what's reality. Your brain believes what you tell it. And all of these things that you see here, your mindset affect your thoughts. Your thoughts affect your beliefs. So if my mindset is down and low, and my thoughts are, I can't do this, I'm not as good as Jennifer at this, then guess what happens to my belief? I don't believe I can do it because my thoughts are affecting my belief, and then my beliefs affect my actions. So I'm not going to show up. I'm not going to put myself out there because I don't believe I can do it. And then my action or lack thereof are going to affect my results. So it's very, very important to get your thoughts and your mindset in the right place. If that means, and I think everyone should be at all times reading some type of mindset book or listening to a mindset book training, a business training, because I'm telling you, 90% of getting to gold and above is the way that you believe about it and the way you think about it. I mean, me personally, everybody goes through it. Every single person goes through times of low belief or in a bad place in your mind or your thoughts are wrong. For me personally, it's when customers start quitting. And then I start down the whole rabbit hole of, well, maybe these products don't work and maybe this business doesn't work and nobody wants to do this with me and everyone's quitting and no one's posting and no one's showing up. And so then my head is in a terrible place. So then my belief takes a hit and then my action takes a hit. But something that I learned about myself several years ago, because I've been in online selling for a while, is I don't stay there long. Like, yes, I will have a day and I may cry and I may pitch a fit and I may say that, and that the saying in sales is you can go from a zero to a hero like that. But I do not allow myself to stay there. I have a moment, but I know that my business and my family being changed from what this business can do depends on me not allowing myself to stay there. So that is very, very important. So let's talk about some limiting beliefs. These are some things that could be holding you back in your business or things that you struggle with. And we need to call these out so that we can speak truth into them. So one is that I'm not good at sales. Another one is I don't have a big enough network. I don't have time. I'm not a good leader. I'm not good at social media. Another one would be I'm not as my pictures, excuse me, aren't as pretty as hers, or my hair's not as pretty as hers, or my videos don't look as professional. So those are all limiting beliefs. But a growth mindset is that everything is figure outable, right? So we're going to go back to this other slide. And for a growth mindset would be someone who says, I'm not good at sales, but I can learn, I can read books, I can do trainings. I don't have a big enough network, but I can grow my network. I can add friends on Facebook. I can join groups. I can put myself out there in the community. I can spend more time with my daughter's cheerleading parents. Like that's a growth mindset. A limiting belief is, well, I don't have a big enough network, so it's never going to work for me. I don't have time. A growth mindset would be, I do have time. I have the same time everyone else has. It's what I do with my time. And just like what we tell our customers when they tell us our products are too expensive, well, you have the money. It's just what you're putting value on. So there, and sometimes people don't have any extra money, but most of the time there's an extra $4 a day somebody can carve out for their health when you look at what they're spending. It's the same thing with our business. If I look at what you were doing, is there at least an hour every day that you could be putting time towards something that's going to build more value for you in the future than what you're currently spending the hour on? And 9 times out of 10, the answer is going to be yes. I'm not a good leader or I'm not a leader. Um, a growth mindset would be, but I can learn. I can try. I can do it scared. I can do it messy. I can fake it till I make it. Because guess what? Nobody just wakes up one day and has all the answers and knows how to do all the things, right? I'm not good at social media. A growth mindset would be, but I can learn. You can go on YouTube and you can find all the trainings and videos your heart ever desired on learning how to do social media. So if you want to hit the rank of gold and above, get your mindset in order and have a growth mindset when things come up as a block. Who somebody needs to mute, is it? I need to mute them. I don't know who that is. Do y'all?
I don't know who it
It
is,
looks
but
like Mitzi and Missy aren't muted on my
Okay.
end. It doesn't
it
look
well,
like.
keeps popping up though. Ashley's iPad on mine, like that's where the
Okay. All right. It just
okay.
felt like a TV.
Okay.
So just tell yourself that you're going to approach
It's
things with growth
April. It's
mind.
still not muted.
Mitzi, there you go.
It's
She
Ashley's
got it.
iPad is what the noise is coming
I
from.
don't see that one.
Can you find that one?
Uh-uh. Let's see. Oh, okay. I got it. Okay. I got
Okay.
it. All right. Let's see. What's the next one? Okay. And I said this earlier, what you focus on expands. So in that day when I'm down in the dumps and I'm like, and everybody here knows what I'm talking about. You just start kind of to spiral, right? And like I'm thinking about everyone's quitting. No one really wants to work the business. No one's really showing up. And if that's what I focus on, that thought and that mindset grows in my brain. But if I shift that to, I have a lot of customers who have really great results. I have had great results. I have a lot of people on my team who are showing up who do want this. And those are the people who I'm going to link arms with and I'm going to run with. So you see how that simple, just you can get yourself out of that spiral really, really quickly by changing what you're going to focus on. Um, okay. The third thing is decide where you are going and then go. Okay. Don't say, I would like to go gold this year. Say, I'm going gold. The month that I hit Emerald, so I went to convention last year. It was my first convention. It was in June. So in April, let's see, in let me back up. In May, I hit Senior Ruby. Okay. In June, I went to convention and I was like, I'm hitting Emerald next month in July. Like it's gonna happen. Like I got my phone out and I put in my family calendar the dates for Hawaii and I shared it with my husband. And I was like, we're going to Hawaii in September or whenever it was, because I'm going to hit Emerald this month. Y'all, my points for June were not even Senior Ruby. Like, I have to go back and look, but it was, if you looked at it, it was impossible because it didn't make like mathematical sense that I was going to be able to go Emerald after the month before I didn't even hit Senior Ruby. But I made up my mind that I was doing it and I did it. It is such a powerful thing to say you are going to do it and then do it. Even just saying I would like to go gold or I think I could go gold, like decide what you're going to do and then do it. Remember, your brain believes what you tell it. Gold is not a wish. You can't want or wish your way to gold. You have to act your way there, and action is what moves the needle. Okay. So, what is something that you should be, what should your behaviors look like as someone trying to go gold or above? And this is what you should be doing every week, y'all. This is a business. And I had somebody ask me, like, how many hours do you work? I'm like, I work probably 30 to 40 hours a week, but I make really good money. Like, tell me a company that's going to pay me $7,000 a month to work 30 minutes a day. Like, that's not reality. Like, this is work. And the possibility here is very, very real. But you have to know that that comes with work. Okay. And so if you have big goals, you have to treat this like a business and show up like it's your storefront, like your social media is your storefront with your sign turned on. Okay. So every week you need to be in conversations with at least 3 to 5 people. It says a day. And I know some of you work full time, and maybe you're going to do a bulk of your stuff one day, and some days you can't do, but in general, these are the things you should be doing. Now, when I say 3 to 5 convos, I don't mean cold messaging 3 to 5 people. Have you ever heard of Plexus? That's not what I mean. I mean getting social on social media, private messaging people from their stories. Oh my goodness, graduation just happened. I can't tell you how many people I reached out to and said, I wanted you to know you're on my mind. I know your baby's graduating. I can't imagine how your emotions are. I only have 3 more years till Ralston graduates. I just want you to know you're on my heart and I've been praying for you. That's what I'm talking about. Like, reach out to people and be social, because they may not need your products right now, but nobody wants to just feel like somebody you're trying to sell to. Like, we are in the business of relationships, and relationships are what are going to lead you to people who want to come do this with you, who want to be your customer. So make sure you're in at least 3 to 5, I would say a day. I would say bare minimum 15 a week. Okay. Follow up with existing leads. You need to be doing this every week, meaning people that you've talked to about Plexus. Have you, and I should have included this, but I can send it to y'all. My team has seen it like ad nauseum. But the statistics of people who do not follow up is mind-blowing. It's something like 80% of sales happen after the fifth follow-up, and only 10% of the people are going to follow up after the fourth time. So you've got the majority of sales happening in this window and this many people doing it. So this many people are getting this many of sales, right? So follow up. You can't assume that someone ghosted you because they're not responding, because you don't know what's going on. They're not thinking about Plexus all day like you are. So if someone has commented on a post, I want information, and then y'all get in a conversation, and then they don't respond for a couple of days, reach back out. Say, hey, I know life gets busy. Sometimes my kids get my phone and I don't see notifications. I wanted to make sure you got that message. There's nothing wrong with that. Follow up within reason, not like every day, like, driving them nuts, but within reason. Follow up until someone says, hey, I'm not interested. And then guess what? Still put them on your list, and still reach out a few months later and say, hey, I know when we talked back in June, it was not a good time. But I do know that we talked about your autoimmune issues, and I've got a really good friend and customer who has the same issue. I wanted to show you this testimony. It's okay to do that. Like, keep people on your list, because it will take people sometimes 6 months to a year to actually finally order. Post consistently and show your face. Like I said earlier, you cannot post once a week and go gold. You cannot post 3 times a month and go gold. Like, you have got to be consistent and showing your face in your stories, talk in your stories. I know it's uncomfortable at first, but the good thing about stories is you can delete them before you post it. So if you don't like the way it looks, delete it, start over. Check in with your customers, because happy customers stay and share. Don't just sign people up and be like, thanks, bye, because guess what's going to happen? They're not going to keep ordering, and you did all that work to get them, and you're just not keeping your funnel full because you're losing customers. So make sure that you have good systems, good customer care systems, whatever that looks like, to help people in their first 30 days. Make sure you're getting them started right on the products, because if they don't use them correctly and they don't get the results, they're not going to stay around. And then plug people in. Y'all, you don't have to do this alone. You do not have to be a gold and then a senior gold and then a ruby and go all the way by yourself. Like, that's what your team is for. Utilize three-way chats. Put them in the group resources. Put them in Pink Peeps. Plug them into Healthy Starts Here. we have so many resources that you have access to. And I mean, when I started, I knew nothing. I didn't even know what the Probio 5 was for. I just knew that Jessica told me to take it, and so I did. I didn't even know what it did. And now I laugh when my people on my team refer to me as like a product expert and knowing how to help people with detox because I have learned so much. But do you know why I learned so much? Because I was so hungry to understand it so that I could sell it, so that I could help people. If you want this path of growth and to keep growing and to do what all you can possibly do in this business, you've got to be educating yourself. You've got to be every time you can get your hands on a training, do it. And all of you are on this call. So that is a huge like show to us that you want this because you're the ones here showing up. But like anytime you see an upline post a training or there's a, I used to go on the Plexus Go app and watch like one of those Wellness Wednesday videos, like just trying to learn everything I could, like be hungry to learn about this business and the ways that we can help people. Um, okay, I have a question. If someone followed you for a week, would they know you are building a business? So if someone follows you on your social media for a week, on your Facebook, on your Instagram, in your stories, would they know that you're building a business? So I want y'all to put that in the chat. Put in the chat if you feel like if someone was following you for a week, that they would know. And if the answer to that is yes, then you are well on your way. If the answer to that is no, you've got some work to do because there's so many reasons why we know we have to be consistent. But number one, this I heard this, I don't know, story, something like that, about an ice cream store. So imagine that you owned an ice cream store. And imagine that you just posted once that month about your ice cream store. Do you think you're going to have a whole lot of customers come in to see you? Because number one, everybody's not going to see all your posts, right? And if I'm trying to build my ice cream store and I want customers, then I'm posting about my new flavors coming out. I'm posting about my new hours, about how we're going to deliver ice cream. I don't know how we're going to do that because it's going to melt. About the new specials that we have. Like I am constantly going to be telling people about what I have because I want them in my business. Okay. So, and I hear people say a lot, I just feel like I'm saying the same thing over and over. So what? Maybe you are. But the same people aren't seeing it. And maybe the same person is seeing it. It's going to take that 10th time that you're saying it for them to be like, okay, I need this. How many times do you get on Facebook and you clicked on that swimsuit and then you get on Facebook and it's there again and it's there again and then it's like stalking you and then it's like, okay, I need the swimsuit, right? It's the same thing for us in our posts. So make sure that people following you would know that you're building a business. Let me read the chats for a minute. The crappy committee in my head has been dismissed. I love that. How long does it take to hit what, Shanna?
I think
Gold.
she was, yeah, gold.
And that's a great question. And I love this. And I'm going to use you an example, Shanna. Shanna has got really good retention. Like Shanna, I'd have to go back and look, but I think every one of her customers reorders every month. That is almost unheard of. Okay. So it depends. It depends on how much you recruit. It depends on um if you have business builders doing it with you, and it depends on your retention. I would say if you are, and that's another thing I wanted to touch on, is like everyone's timeline is going to be different. There are diamonds in this company who were at gold for 2 years. If I told you that you were going to be at gold for 2 years, but then after that you were going to be making $20,000 a month, would you be willing to be stuck at gold for 2 years? I mean, I would. What if you quit and gave up and you could have gotten, you could have, you never know what's around the corner. So I don't know the average, but 17 orders would be three. What's three divided by 17? So I know when I first started Plexus, the whole thing was add three, retain three. Add three every month, retain three from the month before. And at that point, that would take you what? Math is not my strong suit. But what I'm saying about your retention, Shanna, is that when you get to gold, you're gonna stay there. And I'll tell you this too. There's something to be said for taking a slower path than other people because it gives you the time to get your feet under you and learn this business and learn the products. Yay, yes, you did. I saw that, Shanna. Shanna signed one today. Um, because you're learning and you're building a foundation that's strong that you're going to be able to help people and keep your customers around as you're still building your business. So let's talk about excuses. This is one of the things that we're going to have to, this all goes back to kind of the mindset is, well, I was going to do that, but I didn't have time today. Well, you know, work is hard and I had to stay late today. You know, there comes a time when if you want something that is of value, and that's with anything, not just business, that's with exercise, that's with diet, that's with relationships. We know that there can be a time of being uncomfortable, right? So maybe you work a full-time job and instead of taking a lunch break to go out and eat somewhere, maybe you stay at your desk and you eat a sandwich that you brought and you work on your Plexus business for an hour. Or maybe instead of watching Dateline before you go to bed at night, maybe you turn off the television and you work on your Plexus business for an hour. You know, we've got to stop with the excuses because no one's coming to save you. Like, I know that every single person on this call is capable of gold and higher, but no one is going to do it for you. And the excuses are just going to stop you from getting to where you want to go. So when you hear an excuse come out of your mouth, I want you to start having a growth mindset on the backside of that and see how things change. So I don't have time to do that today because work is crazy, but I can do it tonight. Start having a solution for the excuses and your business will change. Okay, the last thing is duplicate. Do not do this alone. Y'all, we've got to start being bold in talking about the business. Okay. You do not have to personally sign up 20 people. You need to teach 2 to 3 people how to do what you're doing, and that is called duplication. When I hit Ruby, I remember, I think it was between Senior Gold and Ruby that my mind kind of like the light bulb went off, and I was like, because y'all, I didn't want a team. I did not want a team. I've never had a team. I've never depended on other people for my business, for my points, for my money, because I am a hard worker. I set a goal and I go get it, and I do not want other people to deter me or to affect that in any negative way. But I realized that you don't go past a certain point in this business without duplicating, and how quickly your business can change once you literally start. How many times as a mom or a wife do you wish you could duplicate yourself, right? Like, gosh, I wish I had 4 of me to go do all the laundry and all the, well, I don't cook, Scott does. And I'll actually kind of quit laundry again. But you get my point. To do all the driving and all the things that we do as a mom. It's the same thing in this business. If you could duplicate yourself and if you show 2 and 3 people how to do what you're doing, you're going to see that business just start to roll. Okay. We need to be telling every single new VIP about adding three people to cover their products in the conversation. Don't wait till they order. Don't wait till they get their products. In the conversation, when you're talking to them about the products, talk to them about the business. I did this last week, and I'll be honest, when I first started doing this, I did not want to talk to people about the business because I'm like, are you kidding? It took them 6 weeks to reach out to me about the product. And then they're like, please don't make eye contact with me. I don't want to be in your MLM, network marketing business. But that was my mindset. That was my belief. That was affecting my actions, right? But now, I don't know if you were on the call a couple weeks ago with Dr. Jessica when she said someone told her the business is just another product we have to offer people. Who do you know right now that doesn't need more money? No one. Even the richest person needs more money. And so when we're in conversation, this is what I did last week. So the girl referred someone to me. The girl who referred her was in my sorority, and I know that she's a principal. And the girl she referred to me is a teacher at her school. And she was like, hey, so and so told me to reach out to you. And I was like, yes. Oh my goodness. Aren't you a teacher? We hadn't even talked about the product yet. She's like, yes, I am. And I was like, oh my goodness, then you should share this business too, because you can make $300 just by getting three people. I said that post that Allison made that you contacted me about, she's probably gonna make $300 this week from that one post. And she's like, oh my gosh, that's crazy. Yes, I need that. Now, I'm not saying you need to just throw up the business on people immediately, but if the opportunity lends itself and you know you're talking to a teacher and you know that teachers do really well at this business and need extra income, why not? And the more natural and the less scripted you sound and the more confident and excited you sound in offering it, they can feel that, right? So, I see these messages all the time. Yeah, you can have that. Shut the door, please. I see these messages all the time. It's like copy and paste, and it's like, hey, I wanted to reach out and see if you've ever considered doing something like what I'm doing. Eh, delete, not opening it, not responding to you. But if you sent me a voice message or you sent me a message like, hey, April, I know you're a stay-at-home mom. You should really look into this. Like, use something that makes it relatable and human, right? Um, so get bold, y'all. These teams in our company that are blowing up right now, they are talking about the business with every single customer. They are telling every single customer, hey, let me help you make a post and just see what happens. Wouldn't you like to get $300 that will cover this month and next month? We're not telling them, come join my team, come go on a cruise with me, come to my Zoom calls. We're not saying all that. We're just showing them how this referral system works. And it's going to happen once you get a few people sharing and making money. They're going to keep sharing. And they're going to realize how simple, it's not easy, but it's simple what we do. And then that's where you're going to really start to grow your business. Okay, the last thing that I have for y'all, I love this picture. Can y'all, I don't know if y'all can see this little bar I'm trying to move. Okay. Don't give up, or you may miss the breakthrough that was one swing away. And I love this because it's diamonds. So they're trying to get diamonds. And you've got the guy on top, and he is like putting all his effort into it. He knows what his goal is, and he is not going to stop. And he is so far away, y'all. I mean, look how far away this poor guy is, but he is getting after it. And then look at the guy at the bottom. Like, he turned around. He's done. He gave up. But look how close to a breakthrough he was. Like, you never know what bad day, what trash, head trash moment you're having, what customer quit, you know, what thing happened in life to make you feel like this is not the right path for me. This is not what I should be doing. And if you would have just kept going, you would have been at your breakthrough. So do not give up. Decide what you want, and then make sure that your actions match what you're saying that you want. And you can't fail. I mean, literally, the only way that you can fail at this is if you quit. And this month, with the free reset, we should all be working like this guy on top because we know what we have to offer people. And when Plexus gives us something like a free reset for us to grow and build our business with, y'all, I went Emerald on a free reset month. Melissa Deaton's about to go Emerald on a free reset month. I mean, it creates momentum. So run with it. Do all the things. And I'm telling you that if you will do these things, your business will grow. Your business may not grow at the same pace and rate as your friend or your neighbor or your cousin or whoever is on your team, but it will grow. And if the ultimate goal is here, it doesn't matter how long it takes to get there. And one other thing I want to tell y'all before I take questions, if y'all have any, is oh, there went my brain. It's about the track and the comparison. Like, keep your eyes on your own paper. This was something that I told myself a lot in my clothing boutique business, was that if I'm worried about what every other boutique is doing, like, my business better be really, really solid and good for me to have that much time to worry about what somebody else is doing. Because all the time that I'm worrying about what somebody next to me is doing, I'm taking away from time that I could be growing and building my own business. So honestly, keep your head down, keep your eyes in the lane, and do what you know to do. Use the gifts and strengths that God has given you, and go get this thing. Go do this that you want to do and grow your business. Okay. Any questions from anybody? Comments, concerns? Who's who is if you're already gold, I want you to comment gold in the or comment gold if you are gold and comment I'm going for gold and when you're going to go gold by. Jim Fraser is gold. Beatty is gold. Well, then you're gold, Carrie. Shanna's going for gold. Missy's gold. Yes, you are. I'm pretty sure. Yep, Tammy's gold. She's going to stay gold. Lauren's going for gold. So, those of you going for gold, I want to know when you're going gold. Melissa, it is exciting. I put this sweatshirt on because I was sweating. I'm going to stop the recording because nobody needs to hear all that, right? Let's see.
If you're not already gold, you can hit gold this month by the
Oh, for sure.
15th with this free reset.
Did I stop it? How do you stop the recording? Oh, here we go.